Welcome to Fire Pit Talk with James. I am your host, James, and with me is Van.
What's going on? How you doing?
Welcome to the show, Van. If you would give them your background, just a little bit about you and what
Sure.
brought you onto the show here.
My name is Van Horton. I'm a musician, artist, DJ, producer. I specialize in synthesizer-based beats and music, which kind of draws me to the sci-fi realm. And a big X-Files fan, big Star Wars fan. I've always been drawn to the music because I think the music really makes the film, the movie, the genre, so to speak, and that's kind of like what drew me to this podcast.
I see you have a real nice setup, many synthesizers, lights to fit the mood, soundboards on soundboards. What inspired you to get into all this stuff?
Mainly I've always been in music just my entire life, and it just kind of transitioned into, I got into bands like Depeche Mode and New Order, Prodigy, Chemical Brothers. I'm a big rock fan. Was a classic rock fan first. And then it just kind of morphed into Pink Floyd, more electronic stuff, and then it kind of morphed into the 70s and 80s, and so I've really kind of studied genres as they have progressed over the years, over the decades, because it's just interesting to me.
I've heard a few samples of your music.
Thank you. Yeah.
How exactly do you create these masterpieces? I was surprised when I first heard it. I thought there would be lyrics, but it's straight instrumental. But it all fits. I was just wondering how you combine all this together.
I just kind of come up with it on the fly. A lot of times I just have a process that I've been doing for years. I use Ableton software. I've probably been recording seriously for about 5 to 10 years. So I have a process. It may not be the best process. It may not be I may not be the best musician or player, but it's my creative process, which is kind of cool,
It's unique to each artist.
Yeah, exactly. And I just have a system, and it just kind of works. I just started recently playing it all live this year. Basically, all I did is kind of upped up the tempo, where people can kind of dance to it more. And I've kind of discovered the EDM scene, which is really, really welcoming, really cool. A lot of people have helped me out on the way. And shout out to Janie Chaos and Driz of Chaotic House Events. They and myself have put on several events at the Rec Room in Southern Pines. When we played in an arcade, which is really cool because I felt like my music at the time kind of fit retro, 80s arcade vibe. That's what the last album was about. So yeah.
So I've seen you since you're speaking on getting out there. Do you have any events coming up? Any gigs? Any show times?
Yeah, I've got November 2nd coming up at Create Studio in downtown Aberdeen. We're doing a Darkwave event. And a lot of people are like, "What do you mean by darkwave? What is that?"
Yeah, give them a little idea.
Well, it's more like tech house music, darker vibe. It's winter time. I feel like personally, I suffer from seasonal depression. The sun goes down early for me. I'm not as happy. I'm not as peppy. I think a lot of people are like that. So I'm trying to tap into that darker side of humanity.
Would you say
through music?
Music helps you go through that?
So I'll be playing stuff like, New Order, Depeche Mode, some 9 Inch Nails, and then incorporate it with my own stuff, which I feel like I can fit, or I feel like fits that kind of vibe. Something a little bit more up tempo, more you can dance to than the last stuff I've done. So definitely darker, definitely more industrial. That's kind of what I mean by dark wave.
Right.
A lot of people have a different definition of it. Mine is more like the early 80s, late 70s kind of UK stuff. So that's kind of where I'm coming from, and I'm going to have some great DJs there. Janie Chaos, Driz, and some special guests, perhaps. You never know who's going to pop in. So it'll be a good time, man. It's for a good cause. It's for Skaters for More, who is done a tremendous job raising money to build a skate park in Southern Pines.
I've heard of them.
And so this is like one of the last fundraisers for the skate park. I mean, they've already broke ground, but they still are raising money. They still need money, to finish this thing. So let's get some people out there. Let's dance. Let's have a good time, and there'll be some good lights. It'll be a good atmosphere. It'll be a club atmosphere, just a little darker.
Not as much.
Yeah.
As the club would have, yeah. So
right.
You'd say music is your creative way around the bad stuff? Am I putting this right?
Oh, yeah.
Or you get in one of those times you hit the studio and that kind of brings you back up? Or?
Yeah, exactly. Because, you get depressed or you get down or whatever, and you just want to feel some sense of accomplishment. So you make some music, and that's kind of what music is for me, and it can be frustrating sometimes. Sometimes you make something, like I made something today, and it's complete trash. I'll never use it, but I'm like, keep going, and then I make another beat and make something good, so it's like you just keep trying, and you keep with the process, and you keep a system in place.
It's trial and error.
Keep
going.
And you just keep going, man. You just don't stop. You just don't give up. You don't get down on yourself, and you just learn a lot about yourself, and so that's kind of what music is for me, and that's kind of where I'm at. Yeah.
You have any albums coming out? I was looking on Spotify.
Yes, I just have
51.
one. Yes, Friday.
Is that the one?
Yes, Audio 51. That came out Friday. That came out October 18th, and that's 19 tracks. It's more retro, more synth wave. Some stuff is low tempo. It's more like chill music. Some of it's dance music. You can. Some of it's 120. But other stuff is slower. A lot of it, people say, is more like 80s soundtrack. It's got a real. One of my friends was like, "Yeah, it's got a real Blade Runner vibe."
Got a little mix of everything.
Yeah. And I love those movies. I love Blade Runner and Tron.
Those were good.
Tron,
back in the day.
Daft Punk, did the soundtrack on the remake, and the new Tron that's coming out, 9 Inch Nails is doing the soundtrack. Which I'm sick. Really looking forward to.
That'll be fun.
I would love to do the soundtrack to Tron. So call me, Disney.
Maybe they could use you as
they could reach
producer.
out. I'd be available for Disney.
Reach out, Tron.
There you go.
New artist right here. Go look him up on Spotify. Van Horton Music.
There you go.
Look for Audio. Audio 51 is what it's called?
Yeah, Audio 51. Yep.
That's how I found out about you. Boston.
Thank you. Yeah.
I think you might know her.
Boston's great.
She posted and I seen it, and I like to promote artists that I find that are local in the county.
Oh, cool.
And I happen to run by you.
Thanks,
and
man.
We've actually been friends for a while, but I didn't know. But I seen your stuff. I listened on Spotify. I showed my girlfriend. I showed my friends.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when I reached out.
Yeah. So tell me about like the sci-fi stuff. What draws you to that?
I'm a technology guy. Love anything technology. I can fix computers. I build computers. I built the PC at my house.
Okay, cool.
I've been into technology. I took classes in high school for this stuff, from Microsoft and studio stuff, like FL Studios, if you've ever heard of them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I've learned from them. I'm just a big technology guy. I've always wondered how they make something that's not there look so real, as if it actually is there. Like you walk in and there's the crazy creature, the big building, or whatever it is
Special
going on.
Special effects, basically, yeah.
That's mainly what I've been, like how Star Wars, the big, huge ships.
Oh, yeah.
And all the different planets, the different creatures, all the makeup they got to put on them, and the big areas they have to put the screen in to be able to, get it to look.
Oh, yeah.
I've always wondered.
I did a couple of matching, scores with film classes in college. And it was real interesting to me to match when you add sound to a moving image. It's incredible. It gives you goosebumps.
It is a different kind of feeling.
Yeah. And it's something that I look forward to, like Stranger Things.
Oh, that was a good one.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Upside Down. And
I like the music. I mean, I like the music more than I like the show itself.
They've got some unique soundtracks.
Yeah.
That was a pretty cool show to watch.
Yeah.
The scenery is just crazy. They said the mall they shot it at is in Atlanta, Georgia, or something like that.
Wow.
Starcourt Mall, something like that.
I didn't know that.
They shut off half of the mall for the film, and the other half was open. So
That's
you could
crazy.
sit there and watch them film Stranger Things, all the mall scenes.
Oh, that's crazy.
Where they're running from the Demogorgons and whatnot.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that was a real thing, and I didn't know. I just learned that yesterday.
Really?
I heard someone talking about it. Yeah.
So so obviously special effects is kind of your thing, and sci-fi. What are your top films of all time? Name 3.
Oh, it's been a while since I've watched any kind.
Just
I've have
whatever
to say
comes to mind.
The biggest one that's up there is all the Star Wars. It's got to be Star Wars.
What's your favorite Star Wars?
A New Hope, I would have to say.
Ooh, I was going to say Empire Strikes Back.
I think A New Hope's the first one, I
Correct.
believe.
Yeah.
I don't know how many movies.
And that's the one that started it all.
There's like 20 Star Wars movies.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Still making them.
There's a lot.
TV series on
I really loved Obi-Wan Kenobi on Disney Plus. That was really cool.
The side show.
Yeah,
for 'em.
the kind of the show. I thought that was cool that Ewan McGregor was still willing to play Obi-Wan and produce it.
There's the show where there's a Jedi killer. I can't remember the name of that one. It's on Disney Plus too.
The Acolyte?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that was all right. I like the villain in that. I like anything Star Wars. I think Skeleton Crew's coming out.
The Boba Fett one.
Yeah.
Where it was him and Baby Yoda.
Yeah. So, and I know a lot of people get up in arms about Star Wars and its fan base and everything. And it's just just enjoy what they're creating. It's not yours. You don't own it. You know what I'm saying?
It takes a lot of work to get
that. It takes a lot of work. You know that.
It took them years to film each movie, I would think.
Oh, yeah. And here's my thing. It's if you don't like it, why don't you go create something of your own?
You do something. There's a movie producer in Moore County. He made his own short film. It's called 23 West or something.
Yes.
He's at the ice cream parlor, I believe.
Yes.
I came upon that. I can't remember his name.
Anthony Parks.
That's what it was, yeah. I saw that and I was like, oh wow.
He owns
There's
ice cream
around
parlor.
me, and I never saw it.
I've seen clips of that. I haven't seen the whole thing. I need to watch it.
I saw TikTok clips of it. I haven't seen that. I don't know where we would find the whole movie. I'm sure we can go up to him and ask. But
oh yeah, we'll add him on this podcast. We'll add all these people so they'll.
I'd like to get him on.
Oh yeah,
he's he has a thing out there. I think.
Yeah.
He'd know a little bit.
I mean,
more
Moore
about
County.
this
That's
than
the
we
thing
would.
about and that's when I was on Mary Stone's podcast, we talked about Moore County and how much artistry is in this small.
Yeah,
small.
From the
county.
outside, it seems like a boring town, but there's podcasts, there's a musical artist, and all that kind of stuff I never knew existed.
My second podcast, and just in Moore County.
Yeah, I've been here 4 years now.
Cool. That's awesome.
I think another movie. I can't remember if it's green screen. The Labyrinth. Do you know if that's?
Oh, the one with David Bowie.
The old 1900s.
Oh, my friend
Labyrinth.
Will Holiday loves that movie.
I saw it a long time ago.
I haven't seen it. Have you ever seen The Never Ending Story?
Yeah, the one with the dragon.
Yeah, that's a cool effects movie.
That was the Monty Python. Have you ever seen that with the Holy Grail?
Yes.
That was a good one too.
It's been a while. See, I used to watch. I don't watch much TV anymore, but I used to be into films and series, and I've even taken some courses back at NC State on films such as what's that one with of course The Godfather, and then you had Metropolis.
Oh yeah,
like the movies from the 30s, the silent
black
films,
and white
the
films?
Dracula movies, Nosferatu. And then there was also, gosh, there's so many. Orson Welles' War of the Worlds, the radio broadcast is something that we studied a lot about.
Isn't that something about?
It's about
UFO?
Yeah,
yeah, UFOs?
And people thought it was so good that people thought it was really happening.
It was just a radio
it was just a radio show.
It was just a bit,
right? It was just a bit.
But people are calling
and people were calling in and panicking.
It's crazy.
And
where did that take place? You know, I think it was Britain somewhere, wasn't it? Or Australia?
I'm not sure.
It was during the war. One
yeah,
of the wars.
It was something. And then I studied this stuff so long ago. I mean, but. I really value, Clockwork Orange. Stanley Kubrick is one of my favorite filmmakers of all time. I would say the soundtrack to Clockwork Orange really inspires me in a lot of things I do. But yeah, I don't know. That's just kind of my favorite.
What's your genre of movie that you would go to if you if you had to go, if you got to a theater, if you were sitting at the house and you were just gonna
sci-fi or thriller, and then comedy. Some screwball movie or something.
I like to watch
The
Kevin
Jerk
Hart or something.
The Jerk or Ferris Bueller's Day Off is a funny movie. Those
Adam
80s.
Sandler has some funny ones.
Adam Sandler, yeah. But going back to sci-fi, it's. I would say Star Wars is up there with me.
That's the big one.
That's the big one for me because I grew up in the 80s, so and I remember Attack of the Clones and Phantom Menace when it came out and everything. And I know a lot of people trash those movies, but I still think they're great.
They're a work of art for sure.
Oh yeah.
For the technology they had back in the day,
it changed so much. Was it ILM, Industrial Light and Magic?
Yeah, I think so.
Was George Lucas's
tablets that they would have sitting on the tripods?
Yeah.
The devices they would put on the people.
Oh yeah.
For the alien-looking dudes.
Oh yeah.
The makeup for that. I heard it took hours just for one person to do a whole segment of people. That's a lot of work.
How do you get information on how these movies are made? Do you go to websites?
I usually go to websites. I go to the ratings because sometimes they'll leave comments. Rotten Tomato is one of the places.
Oh, okay.
IMDb.
Yeah.
They'll leave stuff. Mostly I go to Wikipedia, Google.
Yeah.
I have my family is deep into it. They know some of the stuff. They were around when they were filming. They were there when they were filming. I couldn't get them today. They're off in Disney World today, but
they're at Disney World.
Yeah, they're at Disney. I thought they were closed, but no, they're not closed. They opened back up for business.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Yeah, but they.
So they're gonna. Because I haven't been to Disney World probably in 20 years, so I haven't seen all the Star Wars stuff.
They have a whole section dedicated.
I know. I want to go just for that. My friend.
You should. I was there when they had it built.
My friend Merle went, and
they have a life-size Millennium Falcon you can go into.
Yeah. That's amazing.
It's wild.
You probably have to wait 3 hours in line for it, but
you get that fast pass.
Oh yeah, I get the fast pass.
Go right on. You got to wait on nobody. You can go right on in.
Got to get the fast pass.
Have to do it. You're gonna be there forever. Yeah. I usually Wikipedia is my hit.
Have you ever been to Scarowinds?
I went to Carowinds, but it wasn't at that time. I actually planned on going at some point.
Carowinds is cool, but Scarowinds is another level.
It's a whole different thing. I've seen videos on TikTok. And I've never actually been. Maybe you could get a gig there. If you make some Halloween sci-fi thriller track, maybe you can get a thing there.
That would be amazing.
I'm sure they have people there specifically for that reason.
We'll tag them and we'll make some calls.
Get you a gig.
Do it for 2025. That's awesome.
That would be pretty. Put your albums. Maybe they can catch you on Spotify and reach out.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I've had rappers hit me up after seeing my Spotify just to be on the podcast.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, some out of Texas, some out of North Carolina, but they get busy. They're just up to it, so they have a lot of work to do with theirs. So It'll probably be later on down the road, but
That's great, man.
I've had artists hit me up.
Yeah, I've got another single coming out November 8th with an artist from Colombia.
South Carolina?
No.
Oh, the country?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Tell him about that.
I met him I met his brother at Open Deck, and trying to bring up the information. It's November 8th, and it's my first song with like actual lyrics and a singer.
Oh.
So it's like a song. It's a song.
Uh-huh.
And
step up from what you have.
Yeah, so it's like a step up. It's a collaboration with Mac Lovin. Basically, you can find him on Spotify and Instagram. Mac Lovin, Thomas, as I know him, and
is he local?
Yeah, he lives in Raleigh. He did an amazing job with some of my beats and synthesizer sounds, and just made this song his own. And I'm really excited for it to come out. It's just going to be like one song kind of a thing.
It's just like a little tester to
like
something new, and you're just
like we might, I mean, he's got an EP coming out later next year, but I mean, we might do something again because it was really easy to work with him. It was really cool. I'm really excited about the future and everything, and hopefully it'll pick up on some playlists and everything. Maybe get on a soundtrack.
You never know.
Yeah.
Give us the process. How did you come into creating a full song with the lyrics and stepping up from just instrumentals to
all this stuff? The collaboration was pretty much online, and I met him through a fellow DJ, Dopa, who is really cool, and we just kind of went back and forth. And I sent him some stuff, and I sent him, my individual files of what I had, and then he just kind of bounced off that, and wrote his own lyrics and melody to it, and he mixed it. It was mastered by Mix Cave Mastering Studios, which are amazing. But yeah, it was a pretty easy process. I mean, it wasn't anything crazy.
Just, easy
it just
going.
happened.
No, that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, and that's what
naturally made.
Exactly, and that's how I don't try to force things, and I've tried to collaborate with other people, and I've collaborated. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's no big deal.
Yeah, not everything.
Yeah, but this one really just kind of
fell right in line.
Yeah. So
save the date,
cool.
November 8th. You said.
November 8th. Yeah,
November
it'll be
8th.
on all streaming platforms. Spotify. It'll be on my Spotify and his Spotify, so it's a collaboration.
And his name was
Mac Lovin.
Mac Lovin?
Yeah. You can, and we'll tag him. I mean, he's a great artist too as well. And I really just gotten to know him over the past couple months. I mean, it's happened that fast. So, and that's how great things I think really come to fruition is especially songs and the creative process. It's like, you ask people how you make stuff, and some people have an answer, some people don't.
It just happens.
It just happens, yeah.
Comes from the heart, yeah. So if you had a big movie back then, what movie would you choose? If someone reached out to you and said you can make the soundtrack for any movie you want to make, what would you pick?
I would say Tron.
Tron?
Because I think that fits. I mean, I don't want to say Star Wars because I don't have conducting and classical training. I don't have any experience with orchestras or anything.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think their music is orchestrated.
Yeah, John Williams, of course. That's like another level.
Yeah, that.
Not there yet,
Some talent there.
Yeah. Probably never will be, but hey, you never know. But so I would say Tron because it kind of fits that. I like the visuals. I've always been drawn to early 80s sci-fi imagery and late 70s sci-fi. Kind of is and Yeah, so Tron.
That's a. I don't think I've seen snippets of Tron. I've never watched the full movie.
It's. I mean, it's not like an amazing movie like Star Wars. It's not like. I mean, it's a cool story and everything, but it's just different. And the remake is really cool too, how they did that. And the next one that's going to come out is going to be hopefully really.
When is that?
Got Jared Leto in it.
When is that supposed to be?
Next year.
Oh, okay.
I don't know when, but they just had the reveal at one of their Disney.
Oh, it's probably been in the works then.
Yeah. But that's pretty much it, man. You know, I mean, I got a lot going on, and very thankful for the community.
How do you think you've progressed over the years? From when you first started to where you are now? And
Pretty slowly.
You got a check mark next to your name on Instagram now?
I do, yeah. Pretty slowly. Just because I work a lot, but I would always like to progress faster. But I'm very happy with my progress, and hopefully people are happy with Audio 51, and they'll be happy with the Dark Wave event at Create Studio November 2nd. And they'll be happy with that track with Mac Lovin November 8th. So
I'm sure you're going to blow right on up.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
What do you think would be one big thing to lift your music here? Like something that would push you along, you know?
You know, you always need some validation as an artist. So really just like, all it takes is one person. One person be like, hey, man, what you're doing is really cool. That keeps me going. You know, that keeps me like, hey, I need to keep doing this because one person likes it, you know, and I enjoy it. Like, so I have to enjoy it first.
Yeah, there's no sense in doing it if you don't like it.
It's like, it's got to be, because I make a lot of stuff and I'm just like, this is terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, I know what terrible music is. I know what good music is. I know what, you know, amazing music is. And this is like, you know, I only want to put out stuff that I think is really great and I'm proud of. That I'm like, you know, this is done. This is finished. I can't add any more to this. This is what I've got. This is my product. This is me. You know, this is how I express myself. And if you like it, great. If you don't,
I'm sure there's plenty of people out there who put your stuff on repeat, or maybe they're going to the doctors and they're playing that. You know. Yeah,
I appreciate it, man. That means a lot.
Yeah, I caught a whiff of your stuff, and it's pretty cool.
Thank you, man.
It was relaxing, in a sort of way relaxing to me.
Yeah, I've heard relaxing, hypnotic. I've heard that kind
of pulls you into it. You know, you hear it, and that's the only thing you hear.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
Like a noise canceling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's how I describe it.
That's great, and that's the power of music. That's what music's supposed to do. It's you know, it's supposed to make you feel better and make you feel
healing.
Good.
Music is therapy to me. When something, when I'm going through something, I turn to music. I put my AirPods in, or sometimes I go in and I make my own type of beat stuff because I do that on my PC. I'm horrible at it. I can't. I've only ever made one beat that's in my files, and I mean, it's iffy.
Hey, but it's something okay. You made, you know.
Yeah, I made it in high school.
And you probably had fun making it.
I did. I was just sitting there, break period.
As long as you had fun making it.
I downloaded an app on my computer and put it together. I can actually send it to you if I can find it again. Yeah. It's kind of
I'd love to hear it.
A mystic piano beat.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's I just threw it together. Me and a friend put it together. Never put anything on it. It's just there, you know. Yeah. Never released it. Just sits in a locked file. I don't think it's good enough to be released, but
well, work on it, man. Don't give up.
We can add to it. Right?
Oh yeah.
It definitely needs a little fixing. It's not straight, but it's a little something. I don't know. It's something I made.
That's
I
cool.
liked it.
But thank you for having me.
Yeah. Glad to have you on the show. Supporting small artists.
Yeah,
people are definitely going to hop on your stuff. I've got 2 million listeners currently.
Wow.
I just reached 2 million like a month or two ago.
That's
Facebook
amazing.
notified me. Spotify notified me.
Yeah.
2 million people just listening to what I have to say on a daily basis. So
That's crazy.
I think they're gonna hear you. You put all the information out there. They're gonna go look. Especially the local people. Majority of the people here.
Oh yeah.
I work with them. I make merch for people. Boston has a hat by me. I have a shirt in the car.
That's awesome.
That I made. And I think people are going to really hear
congratulations on your success and your growth. And I hope, it continues to grow and you get opportunities where you can do this, on a weekly, or you just do this on a it's like therapy for you, probably.
Yeah, it's just talking. I just like, when I get on a topic I know and I really like, I'll talk. I'll just talk.
That's great.
People listen, people don't listen. I've got, currently right now with all my episodes, I have over 7,000 downloads. So,
oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. I actually was in contact. Have you ever heard of Strange and Unexplained with Daisy Egan?
No, I don't know.
She's an actor out of Hollywood who has a big podcast, like huge. Like she's big. And she emailed me about an episode.
Well, I just found that if you just, if you do the right thing and you treat people with respect and you work hard, you really got nothing to worry about, man.
Yeah, you just chase what you
like.
Yeah. I try to keep all the, biased and political stuff out of my show. I don't do none of that. I don't want to know about the presidents or what this guy's doing. I'm here to talk about
worry about your own stuff.
Something cool, something that's going to bring them in. And I'm not going to get that if I'm talking about Trump, No disrespect.
Yeah. You don't want to divide people.
I'm going to talk about, last episode was something about, in the 1800s, the Salem witch trials and all that.
Oh, that's crazy.
No one really knows about that. But you bring it up and it's that, 'tis the season. It's Halloween, so it kind of brings them in. I try to bring out the stuff that no one really knows.
Yeah.
That's my thing. Yeah. History and paranormal is my section.
Nice. Well, I'll keep listening, man.
Same for you. I'm promoting your stuff currently. I've got an ad in the works for you.
Oh, wow.
I reach about 500K an ad. We can get you out there.
Thanks, man. It's a lot.
It's a great music, great environment, People working hard, and I think we deserve to notice. So we're gonna get you there.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Well, as always, thank you for listening to me and Van here on Fire Pit Talk with James, and we will see you next time.